Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how to shoot art videos during the lockdown period. Recently, many artists wrote to me asking, hey, I want to produce IGTV, I want to make YouTube videos, but I don't have the right equipment during the lockdown, and obviously I cannot hire a photographer or cameraman because of the lockdown. What can I do? Today I want to show you how to make fair quality art videos, no matter for tutorial, for teaching, or for any kind of Patreon or platforms for YouTube. You will be able to use those tips and tricks without having to spend pretty much any money. If that sounds good to you, let's get to work. First thing you need is to gather a list of equipment that you can find. Open every drawer, open the boxes, go to the garage, and you'll be surprised how many things you'll find that can record videos. Look at this. This is a baby cam. Yes, it does record videos. You can use that and put that on the list. And look what I found in the drawer is a 10-year-old camcorder. It's not the top quality today, but nevertheless it's AVC HD, so that's a HD camcorder. And the best part is it has a flip screen. That means I can see what I'm recording on my own. I don't have to rely on anyone else. This is one of the features that you want to find, and also the DC in, so I can record very long videos without having to change battery for time-lapse or for tutorials. It's very handy. And I found a HD webcam that is also very handy for small spaces, especially if you're in a confined space during the lockdown, you don't have much space to put a proper camera. Then this one is very good. It's very light. You can put it hanging like overhead shots very conveniently. But of course, you do need a computer to record with a webcam. This is no brainer. If you don't have a computer, I wonder how are you looking at this video right now? Maybe you're watching on your smartphone, right? You can use your smartphone as a camera, but be careful. The front camera usually has lower quality than the back camera, so you want to use the higher quality possible, although it's not very convenient when you're shooting alone. You can use a mirror to place it in front of the screen to see whatever that is on camera. You're not going to get a very accurate picture, but at least you will see roughly. You have Chromecast, very good. You can push it to a screen. If you have a cable, you can also link to a projector or a TV to see whatever is going on your phone when you cannot see the screen of your phone. The second step is lighting. Again, the idea is the same. Go to your garage and find whatever lights, find whatever thing that can make lights and bring it and make a list. For example, I found this one. As you can see, it makes a very strong light. It has 2 levels and has this funky like warning lights. I know it's really strange. I can plug it so it has a very long battery life, and I can use it for my shooting if I must, if I don't have any other options. You need to bounce it off something if the light was not diffused before, when it was not meant to be a video light. Normally it's not diffused correctly, and you can shoot it to a white wall and then use the wall as your diffuser to bounce it back. If you don't have a white wall, you have, let's say, colored walls, and you cannot bounce it back, what you can do is aluminium foil that you can find in your kitchen. If you cannot find one, you can go to a nearby supermarket. I'm sure even during the COVID-19 lockdown, you can find a nearby supermarket with aluminum foil, and you can just put it on the wall to use it as a gigantic reflector. How about if you want to use the window light, but the window light is too harsh during the, let's say, sunny hours of the day, and you can see a very strong shadow casting when you are painting? What you can do is to use baking papers. Those ones are translucent, and you just glue it to the window. Now you can have this nicely diffused light without having to spend any money. And even if you don't have a baking paper, you can find any sort of paper or plastic bags like trash bags that are translucent and glue it to the window, and you can just find whatever you can use to achieve the look that you want. The third thing you want to take care is the sound. And sound is also very tricky. If you are in a very large warehouse, let's say your art studio has plenty of the space, and that can actually become a disadvantage when it comes to shooting audio because there are a lot of echoing sound. What you can do is to use any kind of soft fabric like duvet, bed sheets, or old clothes, or carpet, and put it on the floor or hang it on the walls. Let's hope you don't have the sound problem and the light problem at once, because you cannot hang a carpet and aluminum foil together. In this case, you can just hang a white fabric on the wall to bounce off both sound and light, and then some dirty clothes or some carpets on the floor to prevent echoing from the floor. And once you have that, you should reduce the echoing to the minimum. And the next trick you can do is to pick up the second recording device on your device list and place it near your mouse. For example, you have a phone as a second device, you place it as close as possible to your mouse when you're speaking, and place the camera at your convenient angle so that you can later sync the audio with the video from two different devices and take the best. The next thing you want to take care is the music. If you want to use a very popular music from large labels or from popular musicians, you need to take care because usually you are not allowed. If you purchase some royalty-free music, also be aware of the licenses. Sometimes for education license is different than for commercial purpose licenses, and you have to make sure that you get the right licenses to use for your video. If you don't have, or if you're not sure, the best bet is to not use any music at all, because after all, people are looking at your video for your art, not a music video. Of course, music is important. I'm not saying that music is not important, but I'm just saying that it is not worth the risk of having your video taken down. Last but not the least, if you're really not sure but you still want to use music, what you can do is to have two versions exported, one version with music, one version without. If your with music version is taken down, at least you have another copy to put it out there to replace. The next thing is editing, and many artists asked me, how can I use a simple free editing software? There isn't really a simple and free and good one. I have to say that today the best software is still the professional ones. If you're on Mac, I would recommend iMovie or Final Cut Pro. If you're using a PC, then you have to go with Adobe Creative Cloud, the Premiere Pro. Really, this is the best because after you've done learning, you can use it for, let's say, the rest of your life. Adobe is a very big company, and likely this software will be valid, and the ways to use the software will be like this for a very long time. It's going to be really worth your time once you have learned this skill. And especially during the lockdown, you don't have any better things to do anyway. You're not like going to hang out with your friends or going to art exhibitions or laying down in the beach. Totally, I recommend you to take your time, learn about professional tools. It will give you a world of possibilities. And one day, if you have to look for a job, like in a digital media agency or as a designer, if you know how to use Adobe Creative Cloud, this kind of softwares like Premiere Pro, InDesign, After Effects, or Photoshop, I guess you know already more or less, it will be a very good for your potential employability if you're looking for a job in the future. Last but not the least, I want to show you another tip. When you don't have any camcorder, you don't have any possibilities to make videos of yourself, of your own image, what can you do? Well, you can still make art videos talking about maybe art history or commenting on some kind of art trends or a individual artist's work if you also like to critique. This is something you can do also running your own channel. You don't have to always shoot your face like what I do. You can also do the B-roll, basically just digital image composition, and you don't have to show your face. And for example, a Spanish YouTuber, Pedro Menchon, he is a YouTuber with over 10K followers, and he talks about old masters' works, art history, contemporary art trends without having to show his face.
Del siglo XVI, Bruegel. Una película, el séptimo sello del director sueco Ingmar Bergman.
If this is something you want to do, you can also do that. If you don't have a professional camera, you don't have a professional audio device, it is okay. Today, one of the largest news agencies are recording from the reporter's own kitchen.
My family room is my studio. The morning begins with me moving the lights and camera into place.
So people are being really tolerant right now, and you can take this as an advantage. Use your time wisely, learn new skills and experiment, and don't be shy about putting yourself out there. And in about a year's time, you will be able to monetize your videos, make a name out there for yourself, and connect with your community of fans. I hope this video have helped you. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave me a message in the comment box below. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.